What's going on, y'all? It's JP Yu-Gi-Oh! Back again with some more Edison Format gameplay. Today, we are on the Chain Burn train, which ironically is probably my most played Edison deck. I'm just kind of throwing it on, playing it on Dueling Nexus in the background, just really easy, kind of mindless. Not going to go super in-depth on the deck yet. I'm going to save that for the end. Timestamps will be in the description and on the video, though, so if you're really interested in discussing the deck in detail, just hit those timestamps, fast forward to the end, and then you can watch the games after, or however you want to do it. But we're actually just going to jump right in. Not a lot to say here. This is based on the most recent topping list, which is from 2023, that I could find in the format library, but I made a couple changes to it just off of preference. And yeah, we're just going to jump in to AJT Dad. Good luck, my friend. And let's see what we can do. All right. And originally, I was going to record this and kind of record just some replays instead, because these games can be long. But as I was doing that, I kind of strongly prefer just playing live. It's easier. So this hand here is pretty good. I love opening with these cycle cards. Because it makes opponents burn things like MST on them, and we get value. I'm going to set all of these because they're all chainable. There is an argument for just setting one or two, but if he has like a storm or something, I want to get that out turn one. Okay. No reason really to chain all of our things yet. We could normal this. That doesn't really do much for us, though. But we do have a normal summon to use, so maybe it's good to get some incremental value. I don't think so, though. I actually think I'm going to go ahead and use a jar. Okay, that's not really something I want to see. I'm not really a big fan of this card. I like to see it when it's like mid-late game and I just need to dig for a way to kind of win the game, but I don't want to activate that early. I'm going to hold all this, I think. And if he wants to hit that, can hit it. What could those two cards be? Probably like a bottomless or something. Oh, a legacy, yeah. So this is like a Blackwing, maybe? I've seen that deck play legacies before. Just sets another card. Very interesting. Okay. So glad we didn't use this stuff. We have chainable things here. We're going to set 2 into this just to protect the accumulated fortune. And the other one we're going to set is Reckless. And I just want him to activate something, do something with a chain link, and we'll go from there. Kind of want to save the Waboku because I don't think we're in danger of dying yet. He's not going to do anything. We draw another greed, so that actually, kind of card advantage wise, activating 1 greed and then missing those 2 draw steps is actually a minus interaction. It's a -1, but with 2 greeds, it actually turns it into a neutral. So that is a bit better. Both playing really passive. What could he be playing? Is he on Chain Burn too? That'd be insane. Sets a card. Sets a card. Wow. At this point, I mean, do we just burn them? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Burn them and set the Waboku? I don't think so, but I am kind of worried about like just getting blown out. Because we do not have a Battle Fader, but I'm just going to pass. Value. Value's fine. Take 800. Scapegoat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to wait one more turn. And then we'll kind of start pulling stuff. Because I'm not really too worried about getting attacked for 800. Sure is cool. It's not going to destroy anything. Yep. And we'll take 26. Okay. So he's committed to the board more, so drawing stuff like just desserts is a little bit better. In the end phase, think. Well, let's draw for turn. We can special Lava Golem now, which is cool. Let's just burn. For some damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 22. We're doing this now because we're probably going to Lava Golem this. So he takes 22. 1, 2, 3. These don't really matter too much. We'll special. He can judgment or bottomless and get rid of that. It'll tribute anyway, but that will put this in grave. Okay, no problem. Okay, so main 1 still. I don't know that I actually want to like set that many cards here. I'm gonna go here because I want to set 2 things. I don't just want to set like 1 protective back row. I want to set 2 of them. So I'm going to go here, and I'm gonna go here. There's an interesting problem in Chainburn that I don't run into that often, where I just have too many cards. Black Whirlwind. We'll think here. 1, it's going to activate again, so I think we're okay. 1, 2. We're going to go... That is a tuner, so I don't want to trio. We're going to go Waboku. Chain like 4. I'm not too upset if he negates this. With this going off, like, we're not dead. Okay. I'd love a just desserts. That'd be pretty good right now. What? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to a 6. DB's tripping on me. Bruh. Connecting. I can't even type my P's right. Yeah, so he's good there. He could lock us out of the... Okay, that's interesting. Let's draw. Okay, we finally have a Battle Fader, which is nice. We just have so many cards in our hand, and we can't really... I mean, we can Goats, but he could Bora, so I don't really like the idea of that. I probably shouldn't have set that. We could go double Reckless. That doesn't feel that great. We could go Barrel to do some damage. Maybe we go Waboku. Nah, let's go Barrel. And let's go Chain Strike. Let's activate. Yeah, let's go Barrel and let's just go Chain Strike. And we'll just pass. You want to MST this. 4, 5, 6. I have a lot of cards to work with. I don't think I'm going to do anything about that. I think I'm going to let that go. Middle and next to deck. Which, if he wants to get rid of those, I'm also cool with that. Because, I mean, I'm not like, it's not great, but we're not going to die or anything. Okay. Okay, well that's good that we got that out. Now here's the question. Do we Fader? I think we do. I don't really want to give value on this by popping the goat tokens. Pollut's fine. Yep. This is all good. More cards is theoretically good for us. Okay. Thinking on attack. Let's see. That can pop something. He can go into a 7. We will declare. and we'll summon. That'll be the battle phase. We're down in damage. He probably has another Icarus attack, but I'm not like too worried about that. I don't think, depending on what it is, goes into a 6. Brio is totally cool. Please clear up these zones. Okay. Goodness gracious. Where are our just desserts? Thinking. We can now safely summon these and then like set a card. Yeah, I don't think we even need to do that really. I think yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Just because if we have to scapegoat next turn to survive, which we don't necessarily have to, but we can't summon both of these in the same turn. So scapegoat can be 1. We will set this and just force him to put it back to hand and pass there. Legacy's cool. I do really like this card in regular decks too. Just a free cycle draw. Heavy Storm, so that's going to be 1. We will go 2. We will go 3. We will go 4. And we'll go 5. Now, please, for the love of God, draw us into some burn cards. Just desserts. There we go. Battle damage? Yeah, I think so. What does he mean by battle damage? He's got to clear these tokens, though. And I actually don't want him to attack into this morphing jar now, which is interesting. So hopefully he doesn't. Or is he, like, asking because of Gores? So I can't, like, Gores and do some burn damage to him or something? I don't know. Either way, I would like to keep these cards in my hand, finally, and not discard them. But I think we're going to lose them to the jar. Which is okay. I mean, we have 1 more barrel. We have 2 more desserts. We have 1 more accumulated fortune. We're kind of running low on protection cards, though. Double Waboku's gone. 1 threatening roar, so we only have what 2 roar? Or one Waboku, 1 roar, 1 fader left. So I mean, it might not be the worst thing in the world, but then again, I don't know. The whole point was to get him to bounce it back to hand in case it's like a Raikou or something, but definitely don't read a Raikou if you're playing against Chainburn. But the cool thing, I mean, if we flip the scapegoat early, he probably reads that that's like something that doesn't protect us. Maybe he could think it's like a Spirit Reaper or something. Or a Marshmallow even, that he can't get over. Okay. So Bora does battle damage. Sick. Oh, okay. That works. Yep, whirlwinds, yep. Okay. 46. Bora the Spear. Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what he was asking. To hand. So that's 1 of 2 on greed. Yeah, tagging into that morphing jar would have been really bad for us. Ceasefire is a good card. Wall sucks. Legacy's okay. So we can do 25. Hold on. Okay, yeah. We can do 25 and then 15. 25 and 15 is only 4K. We could set the Sanguine or something. Well, let's set these. Let's actually just set the Roar. And we'll set this as well. Oh, yeah. Okay, that shouldn't affect things too much, though. As we're gonna live. See what he targets. Okay. Yep. We'll go ahead and pull that. $25 and 2 is good. It's gonna be down pretty low. So that's 2 of 2 on greed. So he'll want to get a Sirocco, which will kill us. I don't think he can kill us another way, though. Let's go ahead and do that and draw a card. Okay. We'll set 2. Do we want to set another card? I don't think we actually want to set the Morphing Jar because we have the Battle Fader in hand. So we'll set the Sanguine. That opens us up to something. We just don't have game yet. We need one more burn card. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's only from hand, so that's cool. Targeting this. It's entering battle, which is good for us. That's 1 token down. It's another down. We'll take 17. And he'll run right into a game shot. Which is nice. Alright, we got one. Long game. Back and forth game. That's the other thing with Chainburn. I do kind of like how grindy it gets sometimes. And it does seem kind of just like set and flip, but there is some thought that goes into it. But what do we want here? He's playing Icarus attacks, which I don't really like. So maybe we like Breaker to out those early. MST is not too bad. It seems like he commits to the board a lot, so Lava Golem might not be bad. He does play some Spell and Traps. I mean, like, who doesn't? Dark Bribe, Solemn Judgment could be good. Let's do the Breakers, because they can kind of trade well into some things and give us a little more to normal. Let's not do a Golem, though. Let's just do this, and let's side out. Let's take a Valley, take a Sanguine. Let's take a Greed. Maybe this. Maybe we can put in Heavy Storm as well, just in case he has, like, back row, like, Decrees or something. Dust Tornadoes, I'm sure he's siding that in. Okay, we have Breaker. Breaker, Heavy Storm. I like to see Legacy. We'll draw. I'm not too worried about, like a Dust Shoot in the stack usually. Do we just Storm and get in for some damage? I think we do. I think I need to kill him quick. Legacy's cool. And Royal Oppression. Okay. And then we'll go into this. And I don't think I want to set the wall. This isn't a great spot, mind you. But, I mean, 1900's big. He's got 2,000. Okay. So we will take some damage there. Okay. Well, Geometry is always good to see. I don't think I want to commit more to the board. He could Caius us, which would not be the best, but I guess I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think we need some protection. Normal. And then we're just gonna set. Again, I don't feel good about this, but like I don't think we have that much of a choice. Fossil Dyna, okay. That does shut off our trio. Declare, whoops. We draw a jar. It's not bad. We draw another jar. And here's where I set a bunch. Okay. Okay. Knock. Not too worried about that. $1,200. $1,400. And that's good. We do have a breaker. Interesting. He's probably got like a bottomless or something for it. I think we got to go for it anyway, though, and see if we can out that Fossil Dyna. We have 2 draw cards. Okay. We'll just remove a counter target that. Mirror Force. Okay. So that's that. We can enter a battle, try to swing over this. Be really... Okay, we get that. That's very good for us. We can get up to a Chain Strike, but I think we just pass for now. One, 2, 3, and 4. So I'll take some damage. 16. We'll draw. We'll draw. And Trio Hitgrave. We'll wall. Okay. Hopefully that's not like an MST. If it's not, do we win the game? We do. He probably has something. I mean, he was thinking before. $25, and then Ceasefire only gets us 5 in that case. Okay. Is that how that works? 25. Like, not the interaction, but is that the life points? 2014. Okay. You want to deck Devi? Just thinking. And we'll just desserts. GG. Alright, we got a dub. Let's queue up again. Okay, we're back for game 2. I actually took a break. It's the next day. I was at the end of my chain, if you will, playing some chain burn. We'll drop a good luck to our opponent here, Sky78. It is the next day. Some results from YCS Indianapolis came out, actually. So I'm expecting to face a lot of decks from that. Glad Beast did top, which I remember we were talking about that in the comments of the last video. I am going to play Gladiator Beast next. Probably that list. Exactly. But we are going first here. And I do like this hand, so I don't want to set the fortune yet because we can't chain up into it naturally unless he summons a monster. So if we like summoned in, or if we set into a heavy storm, we will lose the cards, but I will set a wall here. Even though we have Fade or Valley, I think we can hold on to that a little bit and maybe get some early damage with wall to make the rest of the game a little bit easier. But yeah, we have Jar of Greed, playing the Legacies as well, and that card, Legacy of Yatagarasu, is kind of blown up after the event. Which is interesting. The card's very good. I like it in other decks too, and I think other people are starting to come around to that as well. So it looks like we're up against Lightsworn here, which I have also heard is a bad matchup. Played against it a couple times. It's not the worst. They do tend to mill themselves a lot, so it kind of gives us a little bit of a secondary win condition, but Judgment Dragon is not the best. Kind of takes out our things like our walls and stuff. Jane, okay. So we are going to go ahead and wall that. Just get a free 1800. And now he has a monster, so we can go like Jar, Desserts, Fortune next turn if we want to. Okay, Arcus Gone is good. I hate that card. Do we want to block an attack with Threatening Roar? I don't think so. I think we're going to set the Desserts, we're going to set the Fortune, and that's it. And I'm not going to actually use the Desserts if I don't have to. I'm going to Battle Fader here, even though it is early. That's how I'm going to stop the attacks. And then hold on, CL2. Actually, never mind. I don't want to waste the... the Desserts, even though we could go up into that. We draw a barrel. That is better, because Desserts is more impactful than that, but the reason I didn't want to do that, actually, and change my mind, is because I'd rather do this. And draw some cards like that. But me saying Chainlink 2 definitely means I have some chainable stuff. This is cool. We can actually get a double accumulated fortune off here. So let's see, we have 1, 2, we definitely want to set the fortune. Do we want to set a Chain Strike? I don't think so. I think we just set a Roar or a Barrel. Let's set the Barrel and keep the Roar since we're not in danger of dying just yet. And he'll get his stuff back from this. So he's going to have a pretty good turn here. Probably grabbing some Lilas to start sniping this back row. Yep. And the reason I'm not chaining yet is I want to see what he grabs. If he grabs Lila, he does, yeah. So I want to chain to a Lila. Just get a little value off of that effect. Tragodia, good to see gone. Okay, Wolf, that's going to pressure us. He could just attack in, that'd be the smart thing. Even though we can now naturally get up to accumulated fortune without losing too much value. But if he commits the Lila, that's good for us. That's an extra 500 for dessert. Targeting this, we'll go Chainlink 2. We'll go Chainlink 3. We'll go Chainlink 4. And we'll go Chainlink 5. So you can't activate this if multiple cards are in the same chain. But an opponent just scoops there, which makes sense. We're kind of drowning in advantage at that point. Light Imprisoning Mare would be pretty good. Yeah, you can do that because at the time you activate the second fortune, there is no other cards with the same name in the chain, so that does work, which is a really nice interaction if you have multiple of those. But anyway, we want to bring in those. He's not really playing back row. He might side in decrees, I think, so maybe we want a couple of these. He's got Aaron to get rid of Morphing Jar, so maybe we can go down on that, even though I do like it. And it kind of, yeah, let's leave a Morphing Jar in because it kind of forwards our milling strategy to win the game. Because he's going to send a lot of cards to the graveyard. Obviously, maybe we can get him low enough that that is going to matter. I guess we can take a Sanguine, drop a monster. He didn't play around a Lava Golem at all. He might gain 2 or 3. I don't think I want to side any in, but this is a lot to side in. Maybe we just go with 2 Mirror and then a Judgment. I think I'll take out another wall because in the face of Judgment Dragon, that's just really bad. We can probably take out a Scapegoat. I want to keep the Roars and Wabokus, though, because if he Judgment Dragons and he activates, we can at least use these to keep ourselves alive, and we'll take out a Greed, since we know I'm not a fan of that card too much. And we'll see what this does for us. Would love to end the vid on a dub. This hand, there's no draw other than Reckless Greed, which is the worst draw that I would want to see, but it is draw. He can summon, we can trio, so we can get like a 2k Desserts off, which is a good start, but we definitely need something more. Goes M1. Gets in for Lila. Oh, well, it's turn 1. He's not going to get in, but he's going to mill some cards. And if that's Decree, or one of those is Decree, we just lose. Okay. So he's playing the Waves. Yeah, here, I don't know that we really do anything except set the trio and the just Desserts. And I don't even really want to set the Desserts, but I will. Because either way, like if he chains the or if he activates Lila, we get to chain both of those. If he doesn't activate Lila, then fine, we'll just hold everything. Going into battle. That's all good. We'll just hold on to that in case we draw some stuff we want to chain with. Breaker's good. Yeah, mandatory mill 3 on these Light Sworns. Thinking here, so we can commit the Breaker and either try to take out the Lila, or we can just try to take out a back row. I don't know that I'm too worried about these, or do I want to save this for a potential Royal Decree? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to summon it, and then Prio, and we'll just hit this. And if it's something chainable, you know, if it's like a tornado or something. Oh no. Ah, dang, LOL. Might not be over yet, though. Do I set anything else? I don't think so. Okay, so I should have held it for a Decree, but we hit the Decree anyway, so... He does hit that, which is cool. He could have just attacked over this. I'm thinking maybe he didn't know it lost the attack, maybe. I mean, like, we don't have game. If he just draws another Decree. But, interestingly, he didn't flip that up during the end phase, but maybe he was playing around Breaker. All good, huh? Okay. Yeah, and that'll happen with Chainburn. It's a tough deck to play. What does he have here? Let's actually watch the replay, maybe? I mean, no, I don't care that much. Yeah, I mean, he had Cold Wave. No, he milled that. He had the Decree. He should have just gone that in the end phase, I think, and started sniping my back row. Because if he did that, right, because he normaled Lila, I set 2. He didn't attack with Lila. He set 2, or he attacked with Lila, he didn't use the effect, he set 2, and then we... Is that when we made our Breaker play? Okay, so maybe he didn't really have a chance. But, okay. Got lucky there because that would have destroyed our entire deck, and we were how far away from another breaker if we didn't hit that card. Morphing Jar maybe gets us there. Also very far from a Light Imprisoning Mirror. All right, that said, let's not keep you all here too late. I have a tendency to do that. Let's go back to the deck and kind of talk about it a little bit. So no chain burn top to YCS Indianapolis, unfortunately, which is probably good. I think it's a good thing that a burn strategy like this is not a tiered deck, but in my opinion, this is a deck that is underrated, I think, by a lot of people. It can win games pretty cleanly. Of course, you know, weakness to Magical Android, weakness to Royal Decree post-side game 2 and 3. So maybe not the best choice to take into a big tournament, but we're playing 3 Battle Fader. If you're building this list, this is standard. I don't think you ever go down on this. 3 Cyber Valley. I think I've seen people go down to like 2 on this sometimes. I side out 1 every now and then. So this card, if you haven't seen it before, we used only this first effect, or the second effect really, to target a face-up monster you control, banish it, and draw 2. That's the most frequent thing that comes up, but of course this first effect is really fantastic as well, kind of a battle stopper if they can't out it any other way. This third effect is cool too, can come up. Targeting a card in your grave, banishing both it and a card from your hand and putting it on top of the deck. I rarely ever use that effect, but sometimes if you have a trap in grave that you really want and it can win you the game and you know you're going to live, then yeah, put it on top of the deck. Why not? Lava Golem. I've seen people go up on this and I've seen people not play this at all, which is why I'm kind of playing the 1. It's a good card if your opponent commits to it. It's an out to something like Magical Android if your opponent makes it and has another monster beside it. And sometimes when you don't draw your burn cards like Desert, Barrel, Strike, whatever, you need some other way to win the game. Stalling out until they deck out is a strategy, especially with Morphing Jar, but Lava Golem is more reliable. If they're at full life, it puts them on an 8-turn clock, which I know is very slow, but it's better than a no-turn clock. And then they're going to want to get aggressive with this, so they will run into walls and magic cylinders sometimes. Morphing Jar, kind of the same thing. I think I talked about it earlier. I'm kind of iffy on it. Sometimes it's really cloggy when you see like multiple cards in your hand that you can't use at the same time and that you don't want to get rid of, like Battle Faders. But it can also be an amazing comeback card if you're low on cards. You just set it, they run into it, you get 5 new ones, and you have a lot of advantage gaining cards here too. Accumulated Fortune, multiple Reckless Greeds if you resolve those at the same time. So I think that does belong here. Sanguine is an addition that I've seen come in and out, but it's really nice to be able to search Valley or Fader, whichever one you need, or Morphing Jar if you need to come back. Chain Strike, wish that was a 3. Scapegoat. This is the best card in the deck, I think. Accumulated Fortune, just building up to those chain links is fantastic, and I do not think this deck exists without this card. Ceasefire, just a burn. And here's kind of the interesting thing. Let's move this around just to get the Magic Cylinder up here. I actually don't really like these cards very much. As far as like chain burn, I don't know that this is the fully optimized version of a burn list like this. I'm sure there's not a lot of people cooking it up, so I get it. And maybe this is. I don't know. I haven't really delved deep enough to find out. But I don't like these cards. They're not chainable. They rely on your opponent running into them. And if your opponent just doesn't attack, they just kind of sit there in your spell and trap zone, clogging up your stuff. So if you're playing this deck, I think you want to be really careful and not set too many of these at a time because they can get stuck. And I like to side a lot of these out as well. Magic Cylinder, I think, is probably the best of them, even though it targets, but you can use this on any attack. This has to be a direct attack. So I don't know. You know, I think one of the big differences between why Chain Burn is not tiered, but like decks like Frog Burn is maybe better to play, or like Amaryllis Burn, is just because the card quality in this deck is lower individually. For example, Accumulated Fortune, I just said was the best card in the deck, but by itself does absolutely nothing, right? You have to have 3 chain links before to be able to use it. These cards just cycle. This is only good when your opponent has a lot of monsters, and even then it just burns. That's it. These are just protection, and these are solid cards, but compared to other decks that can play a burn element, but also play like Lilas, Rykos, Plants, Titanial, Frogs, Monarchs, the card quality in this deck just gets kind of low. So maybe at some point it becomes better to trade these for like, you know, some real traps like Mirror Force, you know, Torrential. Maybe you keep in the cylinders, maybe the walls come out. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't experimented with it, but if you guys are interested in cooking Chain Burn, definitely let me know, and I might revisit this deck and kind of test that out a little bit. But yeah, that's my spiel there. 3 Just Desserts, 2 Jar of Greed, 3 Legacy. A lot of people are on 2 and 2. The list I saw was on 2 and 2. You want some variety, right? Because this requires different cards in the chain. So does Chain Strike as well. So you don't want to open like 3 legacies. You'd rather open like Legacy, Jar, Reckless or something, because that'll build up to an accumulated fortune, while 3 of either of these or 2 and 1 or whatever is not quite there. But I think these cards are just fantastic. I mean, they're just cycle cards. They are amazing at sucking value from your opponent through MSTs, through Lilas. They're just wasted effects, because even though this card is just a neutral, right? It's activate, draw a card, and you lose this card, so it's totally neutral. If they MST it, they're down a card, right? So that's a straight up +1 for you. So these are my favorite cards to open. I would love to play 3 and 3, but space, right? Like, what do you cut? Maybe the walls, but again, like, these can be really important to get early damage too. And if they swing a big monster into this, it makes the rest of the game a whole lot easier. Legacy is better though, because it has the secondary effects, where if your opponent is playing a Spirit deck or Dark Dust Spirit or something, you can chain this and draw 2 instead. But anyway, Ojama Trio, the 1-of is fantastic. Reckless Greed is another one, which I guess I can put like beside the okay, well, that didn't work out. Whatever. Beside these cards that I'm not really sure of, I hate this card. It's good if you can resolve 3 of them, right? If you resolve 3 at the same time and you draw 6 and only skip 2 draw phases, then it's great. It's a straight up plus. I think I talked about it earlier. If you resolve 1, it's actually a -1 over the course of the game for you. If you resolve 2, it's a neutral, which is better than nothing, or better than a minus, but you need to resolve 3 for it to be a plus. I've never really resolved 3 in a row though. So, and the thing is too, like, you activate this, you have to win the game. If you don't win the game or draw exactly the cards that can keep you drawing like Jar, Legacy, and Fortune to build up to that, if you don't have those specific things in your hand off of a Greed and you can't win the game, you just lose, right? So I really don't like this. It feels kind of like a 3 or nothing card. I know I sided one out a lot to just play 2, but I don't know. So this is another card that I'm kind of wondering if it'd be better to just take out for some real traps, or maybe something else, some kind of engine. Like, I saw a video on Carpass channel recently with a Des Lacuda draw engine. Maybe you put out, like, you put in more battle traps that aren't these, but can protect a monster. We have the Wabokus already, maybe another Roar or something, and you can have like a set Des Lacuda that you're activating and drawing off of every turn. That's just an idea, but I don't know. These are definitely on the fence. Everything else pretty standard. Secret Barrel. I wish the other secret card was in here as well. And then Threatening Roar and Waboku. I'd love to play 3 of this as well, because this card's great. Reason I play 3 Waboku instead of 3 Roar and 3 and 2. 1 space, but 2, this can protect like a Battle Fader that was summoned later, a Morphing Jar, a Sangin, for you to be able to like get value off of them later, Scapegoats to be able to Valley. And it just protects your life points as well. And I should say, like, I'm not necessarily a burn fan, because I like burning people's life points or annoying people, but I like how this deck operates on a different axis, kind of like it functions differently. A couple other cards that are considerations that a lot of people do play that I do not, and by a lot of people I mean all 3 other people that play this deck, are Jester Confi and Mask of Darkness. Both cards that I've experimented with. I've seen Caius in these lists before, which is kind of the ultimate Edison problem solver. Confi is a free special from hand. If it's summoned during your opponent's next end phase, you target a face-up monster they control, and you can return it and itself back to the hand. So this is an out to things like Magical Android. Only temporarily, though, because if they have a way to summon it back from the extra, they get it right back out. But this card also is good fuel for Cyber Valley. You just special it out of your hand, normal the Valley, banish both of them, draw 2 cards. I don't really like that, though, because it is just a neutral interaction, which is fine, but not as good. I would rather Battle Fader, right, get value off of it by blocking an attack, a battle phase, and then Valleying. It feels a lot better than specialing Confi and then getting rid of it. But it is something you can play, but again, like, I just feel like you don't want to run too many monsters in this deck, because you can clog with those, and Confi into Valley is not great into established boards that can do something about it, and it just kind of, I'd rather just have like a trap. I think these monsters are all more impactful. Mask of Darkness I also experimented with, and this card almost made the list. It's like right below Sangin, I think, in me wanting to play that, because, you know, we use a lot of traps in this deck, so our graveyard kind of just becomes like a toolbox of traps. What do you need? You need protection? Okay, get Roar Waboku. You need draw, Jar of Greed, Legacy, Accumulated. You need burn for game, just desserts. You want them to be afraid of attacking you, grab Cylinder or something. You know, like there's so many things you can grab, and a lot of times in Chain Burn, you end up being a card or two short sometimes of winning. I don't actually find myself getting completely blown out in games very often with this deck, with how much protection and draw and you have, and how weird it is to play against for the opponent, how easy it is to make mistakes against it. So, you know, I mean, having this to just kind of toolbox your traps back is pretty nice. Plus, post side, you can get back stuff like Judgment, Dark Bribe, Light Imprisoning if you're playing against Lightsworn and they out it or something. So I do like this, but I feel like this only makes sense if you're playing this exact type of shell and you just like sub out like a Sanguine or a Trap for a Mask of Darkness or something. Kai's too. Kai's just good. You can play it in here if you want. You know, summoning the Battle Fader and then Kaising over it the next turn is pretty nice. But yeah, I think that's about it. In the side, we have the Breakers just for Decree, of course. And yeah, I mean, the extra can be whatever you want. That's also cool. I only own one of these cards, but if I played this in paper, I would definitely get 2 more. Just play 3 of that in the extra. It's one of my favorite fusion monsters. But anyway, I'm not going to ramble on too long. That, I think, is going to be a wrap on the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Like if you liked the video. Let me know how many misplays I made down in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos. I'm JP Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'll catch ya in the next one. Bye.